Well, hello and welcome to this compensation plan training. My name is David Rutz, founder and president of David Allen Capital. I'm excited to share this compensation plan with you. This is your compensation plan chart. It discusses different rules, different vocabularies, etc., terms and definitions. You can find this in your agent resource center. But what we're going to do in this video training is go through all the different steps. But first thing I want you to know, this is a results-based compensation plan. Funded clients are the only thing that generate income, not your efforts. So that means you can earn zero. Right? There's no guarantee at all, but there's also no income ceiling because we don't cap your income. If you produce a lot of volume, you're going to make a lot of income. If you don't produce volume, you won't make income. Okay? There's four types of pay. We have personal client income from 4 to 6.5% of the funded value. Personally enrolled agent income, as you know, you can enroll your own agent team and earn on their production. And then as their team continues to grow, you can actually qualify to earn depth overrides, meaning through your team you can earn between 0.5 and 2.5% of all funding. And then our parent company, Longevity, has residual income and perks that they offer as well, where you can get up to 12 months of residual income per deal plus some other perks, which we'll discuss. So let's talk about those four incomes. First is the personal client income. You see you make 4 to 6.5% of the funded value. Let's discuss funded value real quick. Funded value is generally the amount that your client receives in funds, whether it's a loan or advance. If they get $100,000, you'd get paid on that $100,000. There have been 4 or 5 instances in our history where we've had to reduce funded value to help secure the client. It may be where the client is just not satisfied and will not accept the terms, and they negotiate really hard with us, and we want to keep the client because we've had them several advances or loans already. So we may come to you and say, hey, our lender is willing to give them the deal they're looking for, but only if we'll reduce commissions, and you would have to agree to it. But there have been cases where we've reduced the funded value as less than the amount that they've been funded. There are other times where we've been able to increase it because we were given bonuses or extra income from our lenders. So funded value is generally the funded amount, but I just wanted you to know that there may be times when it would have to be lower or could be higher. Now, it also says, there's an asterisk there, 4 to 6.5%. It says this includes your personal commission and qualified leadership overrides. You're going to see you always earn 4%, but you can get up to 6.5% because of overrides you also earn on your own clients. Okay. Now, when you're paid, you can see how this adds up. $500,000 in funding is $20,000 minimum. We have had people do $500,000 in total funding their first month. So it's possible, but we've had many people, most never will do $500,000 in funding. This is like any other, whether it's real estate or mortgages, production is a small percentage of people do very well. Right? So it takes results, and not everyone's cut out to produce results. So you'll know whether you are or not and whether you're willing to give it what it takes or not. As far as compensation, we pay you through direct deposit the Friday after funding. Now, the cutoff is Wednesday, close of business. As long as it funds, the client gets funding Wednesday by close of business, you'll be paid that Friday. If it funds on Thursday, you won't be paid the next day. You'll be paid 8 days later, the following Friday. Okay? And if your first funding, what we do is we ask you for your routing number and your account number so that we can set up your direct deposit. All right, so let's go through how you make your personal income and those enrollment pay and those overrides. When everyone starts, you start off at 4%. So you've not gotten any clients yet, you're at 4%. Okay, and if you introduce a new agent, you earn 0.5% on anything they do. During your first 6 months, you can still have 0 personal clients, but you do eventually have to get 1 client if you want to maintain this 0.5% on your personally enrolled agents. So in this example, let's say you've referred 8 different agents to David Allen Capital. You're going to earn 0.5% of all their funding as long as you're in your first 6 months, and you'll see, or if you've gotten 1 personal client. But let's look at this person on the far end. Let's say her name is Lisa. Lisa helped a client get started with $80,000 in funding. Do you think the client's happy? Of course. They're fueling their business. Well, Lisa's going to make 4% of that $80,000. She's going to make $3,200. She's happy too. This could be her first month. You, because you referred Lisa, you're going to earn 0.5%, which you do on all your personally enrolled agents. You're going to make $400 on Lisa's client because you helped Lisa get involved with us and Lisa referred a client. Okay, so that's how you make that 0.5%. And this could be as many agents as you want. You're not limited by territory and you're not limited by numbers. Okay, the territory, the clients must be in the United States. Okay, once you've gotten one personal client, that means you've gotten one original client yourself, you now get in advance. You now get to the one rate, we call it. You're now going to get 4.5% on all your personal clients, but the way that happens is you're still getting the 4%, but you now also get that open line override, which is 0.5%. And you see how that arrow continues down? You're going to get that 0.5%, not just on your personal clients, but you're going to get it on everyone in your team who's in your open line, meaning not under someone else at the one level. So let me show you how this adds up. So your personal clients, you're going to get the 4%, but you're also going to get the 0.5% open line override because your clients count in your open line. Right? They're not under someone else at the same level as you. They're under you. So you get that 0.5% open line override, so you make 4.5%. The people you personally enroll, you're still getting the 0.5% personally enroller income, but you now also get a 0.5% open line override. So you're really getting 1% now on the agents you personally introduce. And guess what? They're going to build a team, aren't they? Anyone they introduce, you get the 0.5% open line override as long as those agents are not under someone else already at the one level. So if one of your personally enrolled agents reached the one level, then you wouldn't get the 0.5% on their team anymore, but you'd still get it on the rest of your team. Okay? Now, when you've got out and gotten two original clients, it's two separate clients, you get another increase. At that point, you then get promoted, where you're now getting another 0.25% open line override. So now your personal client income is 4.75%. Your personally enrolled income has gone up quite a bit, and your open line override continues. And when you've gone out and gotten 4 clients, we're going to break this down in a minute. I'm going to show you how this works. But when you've got 4 clients, guess what? Another open line enrollment increase of 0.5%, which puts your personal client income now at 5.25%. And look at that, you'd be getting 0.5% through infinity on your team. On every agent in your team, not under someone at the 4 level, you'll get another 0.5%. Okay, so let me show you how this works. Here's an example of that chart there. Let's say you're at the 4 level, meaning you're getting 5.25% on all your personal clients. Now the team on the far left, that person you personally enrolled hasn't gotten a client yet, but some people in their team have. Person next to them to the right's gotten 1 client, and they've got a few people in their team who've gotten clients. Person in the middle below you hasn't gotten anyone, nor has anyone in their team. Person to their right's gotten 2 clients, and some people in their team have gotten clients. And the person on the far right, you enrolled them, they haven't gotten a client yet, but some people in their team has. So let me just show you how this computer works. Now you can see you're the only one with a 4 on the board. So that everyone in your team is in your open line at the 4 level, so you'd be making at least that far right 0.5%. You're getting on everyone in your team. Every client that comes in, you're making at least 0.5% on. And a lot of your team, you'd get the 2 level too, because there's no 2s in your team. So let's show you how this works. Okay, let's just look at the group on the far right. Let's say someone on the bottom of that team there went out and helped a client get an $80,000 funding. Well, this is how the computer works. Every bonus you see on the screen there is going to get paid to somebody. So what it does is it says, well, who got the client so we know who to pay the 4% to? And the person right next to the little shop owner there, let's say that's the representative or the agent who led the client to David Allen Capital. Client's happy with $80,000, and the person right next to them, let's say they're the ones who brought that client forward. They're making 4% of $80,000. They're making $3,200. Are they happy? You bet they are. Store owner's happy. DAC agent's happy. Now, the next thing the computer does is says, okay, who personally enrolled them? Because they get 0.5%. Who enrolled that agent? Let's say that agent's name was Tim. And let's say the person who personally enrolled Tim's name is Lisa. There's Lisa there. Lisa's going to get 0.5% or $400. Right? Is Lisa happy? Yes. Tim happy? Yes. Is the client happy? You bet. Next thing the computer's going to do is say, who's at the 1 level? So what it's going to do is going to climb up from the client to the first person who's gotten 1 original client themselves to be qualified at the 1 level. That's their open line, basically. So let's say you go up the ladder. Lisa was enrolled by Kim. And let's say Kim is the person with 2 there. So is Kim at the 1 level? Yeah, she's at the 1 or higher because she's gotten 2 clients. So she's going to make that 0.5% $400. Well, guess what? Kim is also the first 2 up the line. So Kim's going to get that 0.25% as well. So Kim's going to earn $600 as Tim went out and got a client because she referred Lisa, who referred Tim, and she's the first one in the open line. So she would get the 1 and the 2 open line bonus, or $600. Is she happy? You bet she is. Now the next thing the computer's going to do is say, okay, there's a 0.5% bonus that goes to the first person upline who's got a 4 customer or more. Who's that? You. So that group there, that 0.5% or $400 is going to come all the way to you. Now we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 generations away from you is that new agent. 7 referrals away is the person who got that client. The client's happy, the agent's happy, they made money. The person who referred them's happy, they made money. The person who referred them's happy, they made 2 bonuses. And then all the way up to you, you get $400. Do you see how many agents you could have and how many clients you could have earning income? We don't expect you to get this all right away, but every one of those bonuses you see there, when you see open line, that means you earn it on every agent in your team, not under someone at the same rank as you. So if I'm a 4 in your team and you're a 4, you wouldn't get that 0.5% on my team. You'd only get it on all your other teams who's not at the 4 level yet. Okay, but if I was only at the 1 level, everyone on my team, you would get the 2 bonus and the 4 bonus because I'm only at the 1 level. If you're at the 4 level, you would get the 2 and the 4 because both of those are open level to you. Okay, so now we have a few more positions you can earn here with 4 clients. We start looking now at what we call your group clients, all right? Your monthly team clients, all the clients in your team. And we also look at the total funding value. So as you can produce certain numbers of clients and certain team revenue, you get more income. So what happens is as your team does 10 clients, now those 10 clients can be original and renewals, but in a month's time, your whole group, if you had 50 agents and only 1 out of 5 got 1 client, well, you'd produce 10, right? So 10 clients, and you can only have 4 from any one leg. We'll describe what that means in a few moments. And those total clients, our average size is 50,000. So as long as you're keeping the average, you'd be at 500,000 in funding. You now would then get another bump. What's going to happen is you're going to get another 0.25% open line infinity payout. On that 500K minimum, you'd be making a 0.25%. You might be making 0.75% on some of it when you combined some of those overrides you're getting. You may be getting the 4 override and the 500K override. See how that works? You'd get them both. 0.75% there. All right, but here's something neat. Eventually, if I'm in your team, don't you think I'm trying to get to this level too, the 500K level? And yeah, if I get to the 500K level, that means I'm producing 500,000 in funding in your team. You would be cut out though on my group, right? Because I would now be at the 500K level. So I wouldn't be open line to you anymore. All your other teams would be, but I wouldn't be. But what DAC does is once you reach the 500K level, which you all want to reach, when you help someone else reach that level, you get a second generation override. That means if I was in your team, you introduced me, and I'm at the 500K level, I'm now getting the 0.25% through infinity on my team. But guess what? Because you introduced me, you're at the 500K level, you also get a second generation 0.25%. We'll show you how this works again in a minute, but basically we both be earning a 0.25% on my 500K group, and you'd still be earning it on all your other groups as well. Now, when your group has grown and you've gotten 8 original clients now, so you're going to have to go get 8 clients, and your team's doubled in size and doubled in volume, you now get another bump. What's going to happen? It's a big jump, a 0.5% open line override. You're now getting 6% on your personal clients. Why? Let's just go through this again, because you're getting the 4% personal client income, you're getting the 0.5% 1 rank override, you're getting the 0.25% 2 rank override, you're getting the 0.5% 4 rank override, you're getting the 0.25% 500K rank override, and now you'd be getting another 0.5% 1 million rank override. That all totals 6% on your personal clients. But you're also getting a 0.5% through infinity on your group. Do you realize on your $1 million in funding, you're making a 0.5% minimum? Because everyone in your team, you're getting a 0.5% on now at the 1 million level. That's $5,000 a month override right there, not counting your own clients. But guess what? If I'm in your team, don't you think I'm trying to reach this rank as well? And if I go out and do that, I have 8 clients, I have 20 in my team, and I'm doing $1 million in funding, I would reach the $1 million rank. Well, guess what? I would cut you out of that 0.5% on my team then. But the company gives you another 0.25% second generation override. So on my team, you'd still be getting an override. And there's one more level you can get to. When you've got 10 personal clients, 40 in your group in that month, 10 is total, your total clients, 40 in your group and $2 million in funding, you get another 0.5%. Look at that, on $2 million in funding at 0.5%, that's $10,000 a month, your override alone. By doing $2 million in funding, we're only talking about 40 deals. 40 deals in your entire team, once you've got 10, and you could be making $10,000 a month just on that 0.5% override. And again, if I reach that level in your team, we're still going to pay you a second generation override on that group. All right, so let me give you a couple examples how this works. But before I do, I want to talk about something we call an activity bonus. All right, an activity bonus means this. Once you reach one of these ranks, any rank you see on there, you have to at least have one client personally fund every 6 months to maintain your rank. So let's say you're at the 4 rank. And you don't have a client either renew or fund in the next 6 months, you would fall back down to the 0 rank. If you're at the 2 million rank and you don't have a personal client fund in the next 6 months, whether it's a renewal, which out of your 10, I would imagine 1 would renew, but maybe not. So whether it's a renewal or a new client, you have to have 1 funding. If you don't, you'd slip back down to the 0. Now, if the next day you got your client, boom, you jump right back up to the 2 million again. So, but you have to have a personal client every 6 months to maintain your rank. You can't just build this and walk away and never help anyone, and never fund anymore. You must have some activity, 1 client every 6 months. Okay, and again, renewals count in that. That's number 1. Number 2, the 500K, the 1 million, and 2 million rank. We have a grace period there. If you reach the 500K rank, and your team doesn't produce the 10 clients next month or the 500K, we give you another 30 days to get them back up to that number to maintain your rank. Otherwise, you slip to whatever you're qualified for. The 1 million level, we give you 60 days to maintain. So if you get to the 1 million level and your group next month only does 18 deals or 800,000 in funding, well, that'd be your first 30-day grace. You maintain that income rank. The next month, they'd have to qualify. If they didn't, then month 3, you would fall down to whatever you're qualified for. Okay, maybe it's the 500 level, maybe it's just the 4 level. But you need to have that within 60 days. The 2 million level, we give you 90 days. So if you qualified this month, let's say it's November, in December you fell short of 2 million, January you fell short of 2 million, then February, this would be your 3rd month. You got to get your team back up to that. Otherwise, you're going to slip to whatever you're qualified for. But for 90 days, you'd be qualified. So the grace period at the 500K level is 30 days, 60 days at the 1 million, and 2 million at the, 90 days at the $2 million level. All right, but let's give you an example again of how these open lines work. Let's say you're at the $2 million level. Maybe take you a year to get there, 2 years, 6 months, whatever it is. You're doing 40 deals per month in your team, and you've got some structure there. I'm going to break down that structure in a minute. But let's say this is what your group looks like. The person on the far right, they're also at 2 million. Person next to them to the left is only at 2. Person next to them is 1 million. The person next to them you just recruited, they're at the 3 level, and they've got a team below them. And let's say the person on the far left is 500K funding. Now, what you do, let's just look at the person on the far left. They're at the 500K level. All right? So they're going to get all the bonuses, the open line bonuses that are available up to the 500K level. So they're going to get the 0.5% at the 1 level. They're going to get the 0.25% at the 2 level. They're going to get the 0.5% at the 4 level. They're going to get the 0.25% at the 500K level because they're at the 500K level, right? So they're going to get all those bonuses. They or someone in their team. But they're doing $600,000 in funding value. You're going to get, what are you going to get? On that group, you're going to get the second generation 500K level, right? Because you're the second 500K level above all that revenue. So you're going to get that 0.25%, but you're also the first $1 million level above that person. So you're going to get another 0.5% there. You're going to get the 0.5% 1 million override. So now so far you've got a 0.25%, 500K second generation override. You got a 0.5%, 1 million override, and you also have the 0.5%, 2 million override. So you're making 1.25% on that $600,000 in funding, which is about $7,300, somewhere around there, between $7,000 and $7,500, just on the leg on the far left. Now the person to the right of them, they've only got 3 clients personally, and everyone in their team's got 3 or under, and they're doing $400,000 in funding. Well, the 1 override, 0.5%, goes to the person with 1 or more. The 0.25% goes to the person with 2 or more, but no one's at 4 or above. So you'd get the 0.5% 4 override. You'd get the 0.25% 500K override, so that's 3/4. You'd get the 0.5% 1 million override, that's 1.25 total, and a 0.5% 2 million override. You're getting 1 3/4% on their 400,000 in funding. 1 3/4. So you're getting about $6,800 on that group out of that 400,000 in funding. Let's look at the team in the middle. The 1 million. Well, the 1 million is going to get, right? They or someone in their team is going to get the 0.5% 1 rank. They're going to get the 0.25% 2 rank. They're going to get the 0.5% 4 rank. They're going to get the 0.25% 500K rank, and they're going to get the 0.25% 1 million rank because they're at the 1 million level. So they or someone on the team is getting all of those. What are you going to get? Well, you're the first 500K up the line, second generation. So you're going to get the second generation 500K 0.25%. You're going to get the second generation 1 million, because are you 1 million or higher? Yes. So you're going to get the second generation 1 million, which is another 0.25%. So you've got a 0.5% so far between those two. And you're the first 2 million up the line, so you're going to get that first generation open line 0.5%. So you're making 1% on that person's million and on 1.1 million in funding they're doing. You're making 1% of it. You're making $11,000 on that group right there on their 1.1 million in funding, just on that group in the middle. How many 1 million legs do you want? 20 of them, 30 of them, right? The person to the right of that, you're getting all the overrides. You're getting the 4, you're getting the 500K, you're getting the 1 million and 2 million. And if you add that up, it totals 1 3/4% on their 100K. So you're making $1,750 on that 100 grand. And the person on the far right, they're at the $2 million level. They're getting all the first generation overrides on their team, right? The dark blue, they're getting all those because they're at the $2 million level. Well, you're the second generation 500K up the line. So you're getting that 0.25%. You're the second generation 1 million up the line. You're getting that 0.25%. And you're the second generation 2 million up the line. So you're making 0.75% on that person you personally enrolled's $2 million group. They're doing $2.5 million in funding, and you're getting 0.75% of it. That's over $25,000. It's almost $30,000 you're getting on that team. How many $2 million legs do you want? So help people reach the top positions because you're still getting second generation overrides on them. Pretty significant, isn't it? Hopefully this helps. Watch it over and over if you have to. But let's just talk about the qualification requirement again. We said you need 10 to get to the 500K level. You need 10 fundings per month in your team and max 4 per leg, right? Let's explain what that means. So here's you recruit someone, you're trying to get to the 500K level, and the team on the left has 20 fundings. The one next to that's got 1 funding, and the one to the far right's got 8. So you've got 29 fundings in your team that you're getting paid for, right? But for promotion purposes, for qualifications, you can only count 4 from any one leg for your promotions. So you're getting paid on all 29. But for promotions, if you can only count 4 from the leg on the far left, that would only be 4, not 20. Then there's 1 next to them, that's 5. And then the far right, you can only count 4 of those 8. So that'd be 9 total. 4 on the far left, 4 on the far right, and 1 under the one leg on the left there. So that'd be 9 fundings. Would you be promoted? No. You need another funding from one of these other organizations to get you to the 10 funding. So that shows you the balance. You're going to want to have at least 3 legs growing. All right, so let's talk about the fourth and the final way you're paid. It's called residual income from the longevity pay plan. Now, longevity is our parent company. Okay, they pay you a separate pay plan that's paid from a paper check. Anything you do in David Allen Capital counts in the longevity pay plan. And what happens is you can earn on all the bonus volume of the deals created in your team. There's bonus volume given to every David Allen Capital funding that you earn or you can earn from longevity on. Okay, you can also earn car allowances, trips. You can even earn revenue sharing. The company's doing almost $180 million in sales. A percentage of that they put aside for the top producers to share in revenue. And you have to see the longevity pay plan details to understand that more. But let's just talk a little bit about what you need to do to earn a paycheck in longevity. First of all, you must do personal, what they call qualifying volume of at least 50 points. All right. So, and then to grow in the longevity plan, you must do more personal volume, 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, or 300 volume. We'll tell you how to get the volume from DAC fundings in a minute. And you also must have a group structure and volume requirements. Okay. Your group DAC deals, you'd get group qualifying volume from. How much? Well, in addition to the payments we've already discussed for the last 24 minutes, each funding creates QV and BV. QV is 2% of the funding, and BV is 1% of the funded value. So every DAC funding you personally do is going to give you personal qualifying volume of 2% of the funded value and BV of 1% of the funded value. So let's show this example. You go out and help someone get an $80,000 funding, you're going to get 1,600 personal qualifying volume points. Okay? The way we do that is we break it down. We do in increments of 100, not to exceed more than 300 points. So this can give you your residual qualification and residual income. See, if you only have to max out at 300 points in longevity, why would we put all 1,600 in month one? They'd only help you for 1 month, and then month two, you'd have to get another new client. So what we do is we go 300 per month. So because there's 1,600 in funded value, it'd be 300 for 5 months, and then still 100 in month 6, that would get you a total 1,600. So what we do is we apply a maximum of 300 per month up to 12 months. And if there's more, then we bring it back to month 1, which I'll show you again here in a moment. Let's say you had a 200,000 personal funding. That's 4,000 QV. Well, at 300 a month for 12 months, that'd only be 3,600. You wouldn't be at 4,000 yet. So you go through 300 a month. After 12 months, you'd be at 3,600 in total qualifying volume. You'd be qualified in the longevity pay plan, the personal qualification, for a full year, but there's still $400 or 400 points in QV left. So what we do is we add another up to 300 in month 1, and then any remainder you carry over to the next month. So we add that remainder to month 1, then month 2, month 3, etc. So you'd have another 300 in month 1, putting you at 600, another 100 month 2, putting you at 400. So that'd be the QV you'd get. Now, when you get your paid statement from David Allen Capital, we'd say, here's your income amount and here's your QV amount. And we'd show you a chart just like this, so you'd see how you're qualified in longevity. So you'd be qualified for an entire month personal production in longevity. All right? Let me give you a smaller example. Let's say you had only a $13,000 funding, 270 QV. Well, we round to the nearest 100. So you would get 300 in funding on that one in month 1, and that's it. You wouldn't get any other QV anywhere thereafter because you've already got your full 300 in funding, right? The total would be 300. So your chart would look like this that you receive, all right? Now there's also BV on your team as well, and it'd be half of that. So any funding in your team, it's going to be spread out monthly as well, BV, and you get paid a percentage. We break this down in training more. Again, this compensation plan chart explains it more. And that BV, QV in the bottom left corner there, it actually gives an example. So that breaks down the entire comp plan chart there. You can see how your income, personal income, goes from 4 to 6.5%. Personally enrolled agents, you always get a 0.5% as long as you have that activity requirement, 1 every 6 months. And during your first 6 months, you earn a 0.5%. If you've not gotten a personal client in your first 6 months, you don't get that 0.5% personally enrolled income until you do, right? And then, of course, the overrides you get based on your rank. If you're at the 1, 2, 4, 500K, 1 mil, or 2 mil production levels, you get all those extra dark blue arrows. And if you help someone reach the top ranks, you get the light blue arrows below you. So hopefully this gives you enough details that you can ask questions, follow up. And again, let's get your first deal funded so we can get your routing number and account number and get you your first direct deposit. It's always very exciting. Thank you again for attending today's training. Refer other agents, refer other clients. We're helping business owners. We're fueling growth, and we're fueling incomes to independent agents. Much better than driving an Uber, much better than hoping to sell a home. Go out and help a business owner drive the heck out of their dream, drive the heck out of their entrepreneurial passion, and get paid for doing it. We appreciate you being a part of the team, and thank you for watching.